Hi guys, it's Nija. Welcome back to my channel. So I have a quick message for you guys, and this is for those people who feel like they are stuck doing what they don't want to do for money. I had this realization. Of course, as I rise in consciousness, I just get these aha moments, and then I want to share them with you guys. And today's aha moment was, you will always be stuck doing what you don't want to do for money until you start doing what you actually want to do for money. I know this sounds very like, what, Nigel, what are you talking about? So I'm going to say it one more time. Until you start doing what you actually want to do for money, you will always be stuck doing what you don't want to do for money. A lot of people are at jobs they hate. A lot of people are in careers they can't stand. A lot of people are wasting their lifetime doing mediocre things, wasting their hours for dollars. And they feel so unfulfilled, they're so unhappy, they're so miserable in their life, and they're miserable in their life because they have convinced themselves that they have to do what they don't love for money. They've convinced themselves that there's no other way, I have to do this, there's no other way, I'm never gonna get to do what I wanna do for money. Here's the problem number one. You don't know what you prefer to do instead. Until you know what you want to do for money, you are always going to be doing things that you don't want to do for money. So the first thing to do to hop off this hamster wheel of doing what you don't love for money is step number one. You have to know what you desire to do instead. Now, let me tell you guys how I came to this realization in my own personal life. When I was, getting started in life, my first jobs were probably like in retail, and then once upon a time I worked as a host when I was in college at a restaurant, and just like went through the motions of doing these things. Now, of course, when you're young, you're like, oh yeah, I have a job, I'm making money, this is so great. But then eventually you start to really loathe what you do. You really start to hate showing up to that job. Why? Because innately your soul knows that you're meant to be doing more. Anytime you are clocking in somewhere and it feels like death, it feels like slavery, you feel like you're forcing yourself to do it, and it feels like you are graping yourself, fill in the blank, to do these things that you don't want to do, it's because your soul knows you're meant to do more. But a lot of people convince themselves that they will never get to do the things that they want to do in life. They're always going to have to cling to the stability of that job. They're always going to have to clock into that 9 to 5. Why? Because they don't start investing their energy in what they want to do instead. So this is how we get stuck on the hamster wheel. You never invest any time, energy, or effort into what you prefer to do instead. You never follow your urge. You never follow your excitement. You never listen to your intuition when your intuition says, oh, wouldn't it be nice to do this? Wouldn't it be nice to do that? Wouldn't it be fun if I did this? Wouldn't it be fun if I did that? You are so stuck in scarcity that you never allow yourself to follow your heart, to follow your intuition, to follow your highest excitement and do what the soul says it wants to do. Okay? The soul is really what is navigating the ship. But then the mind is so stuck in scarcity that we think that we have to sacrifice and do these things that we don't want to do for money. Now, there is going to come a point where, yes, maybe you are working at this job, but then you become consciously aware that there is higher for me. I'm not supposed to be here. I don't want to be here. There's more for me out there than this. And when you get that inclination, that is when it begins to feel like you are suffering, like you are miserable when you clock into that job. But now that that conscious awareness is turned on, you are in a good place. What you need to start doing now is ask yourself, well, what would I like to do instead for money? How can I use my gifts and my talents instead to leverage so that I can start making money? What are my gifts and my talents? What value can I offer to humanity? What am I good at? What would I do for free? What excites me? What makes me want to be here on this earth? For me, traveling makes me want to be here on this earth. having really great friends and good conversations and being around good people make me want to be on this earth. Looking beautiful, feeling good in my body and my skin makes me want to be on this earth. So these are the things that gets me excited about life. And then I ask myself, what would I do for money? What would I do if nobody paid me at all? What would I do just because I enjoy doing it? You need to ask yourself these questions, right? Because again, if you have no idea what you want to do for money, you will always be stuck on the hamster wheel. If you have no idea what your gifts are, you will always be stuck on the hamster wheel. Let me tell you guys a secret about life. We are meant to be leveraging our gifts and our talents and our excitements to make money. Why? Because when you use the things that excite you to make money, you can do it for longer. Do you notice that when you hate what you do for money, it literally drains the life force energy out of you? You have no energy, no willpower, no excitement, and you just feel like a walking zombie, because that's not where you're meant to be in life. And so you have to know what you want to do instead. And then when you know what you want to do instead, you must start investing time, energy, and effort in that thing instead of what you've been doing before. Now, of course, there's going to be a little bit of a juggling act in the beginning. Like, of course, you can't just like quit your job and you have like rent to pay and you have like kids to take care of, and then you're like, dang, I'm just shit out of luck. I guess I'm going to be homeless now. No, you can keep doing that job that you hate, but you must also simultaneously start doing what you love. And eventually you're going to start pumping more and more energy into what you love until what you love can support and sustain and take care of you. But if you never start putting energy and effort into what it is that you love instead, you will always be stuck here doing what you don't love for money. A lot of people like to argue for their limitations. No, I can't do that. I can't make money doing that. I can't quit my job. I'm never going to be able to quit my job. And do you notice that those pessimistic people are also the same people that hate to see other people doing what they love? They hate to see other people following their dreams for money. I was on TikTok a while ago, and I know you guys have seen like the NPC character people, right? That, you know, act like they're NPCs. And there's the Miles Morales NPC guy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just stick with me. There's this TikToker who acts like he's Spider-Man, essentially, and he just stands on the side of the street with his tripod and his camera, and he just does his little NPC act. And you will not imagine how many people are in this guy's comment section telling him to get a job, get a job, get a job, get a real job. But little do they know that man is getting paid to do what he loves, to dress up as Spider-Man and pretend he's an NPC. Meanwhile, everybody's in the comment section hating him, tell him to get a job, get a job, get a job. Those are the exact people who hate their jobs. Those are the exact people who hate their lives. Those are the exact people who wish that they could do what they wanted to do, who wish they could make $10,000 just putting up a TikTok video, but instead have the audacity to tell people, just get a real job, just get a real job. These people hate their jobs. They want you to be miserable, just as miserable as they are. Don't listen to them. Anyone who tells you get a real job, get a real job, get a real job, they hate their jobs. They do. They really, really do. And misery loves company, and they want you to feel just as miserable as they feel. They hate to see people going after their dreams. They hate to see people getting paid doing what they want to do. They hate to see influencers making money traveling. They're like, oh my God, why don't you get a real job? These people are getting paid to do what they love. Maybe you should take notes, okay? Instead of hating on people for making money doing what they love, instead of hating on people for having the guts, for having the balls to put themselves out there on the internet or wherever, in whatever capacity they put themselves out there to make a living, to support themselves, to do what they love, you know, maybe we could learn from that. Okay, so moral of the story, if you want to start making money doing what you love, you have to start doing what you love. You can't get around it. You can't say, oh, when I make X amount of dollars, then I'll start doing what I love. You will never get off the hamster wheel if you don't start doing what you love right now. You must prioritize doing what you love right now, or you will never end up on that timeline. You don't just hope and wish and pray, one day my job's gonna let me go, one day I'm gonna be free from this job, one day I won't have to work at this job. What are you doing to separate yourself from that job? What are you doing to make money in another way? How are you using your gifts and your talents to make money in a different way? You must start putting energy into the thing that you desire to experience instead, or you will never experience it. Okay? And that is the moral of the story. I really hope that you guys receive value from this. Check out my links down below. See how you can work with me one-on-one or in a coaching setting. I will leave everything down below. I love you guys. I really want to see everybody free. I'm like coming alive and awake to this remembrance that this is a part of my soul contract. Like, people are fucking miserable on this planet and they want to be set free. And they need people to remind them, to give them permission. Like, this is your permission slip. You are allowed to do what you love for money. You are allowed to be free. You are not here to be a slave to the matrix. You're not here to do what you hate. You're not here to clock in and waste your life away. Let this be a remembrance. Wake up. Wake up. Start doing what you love. You are here to be free. I love you guys so much, and I need you to love yourself enough to start doing what you love so that you can set yourself free. There is no God in the sky who is going to set you free. There is no Jesus in heaven who's going to set you free. Jesus said you need to help yourself. God said, I gave it to you to help yourself. I gave you a mind. I gave you the resources. The internet is free. The knowledge is rampant. Get some. Grab some, use it, utilize it, realize, wake up to the power that is already within you. It's in you. You don't need permission to live a life you love, but you must give yourself permission to do it. Let yourself know it's okay. I'm gonna be okay if I trust myself. I'm gonna be okay if I trust my heart. You can do this. I love you guys. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.